September's over. I guess we're going up. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So Bitcoin is currently trading at 47,860, a huge rise in just 24 hours. We're looking at approximately 9.3% increase on the daily for Bitcoin. First, we're going to talk about this article here. October pulls 160 billion into crypto markets as central bank rates continue to fall further. So we've had an inflow of roughly $160 billion enter the market for the first day of October, just flood in as soon as September ended. We did break above, if we look at our chart, we did break above that formation, that downward formation that we were making. So we're not in any terrible straits right now. It is looking bullish. Whether or not we're going to continue and go up is still to be known, but we aren't that far away from, say, 52,000 and then completing all-time highs, and then maybe even going up to completing some all-time highs above the 65,000 mark. And this is all despite what's happened in China, the Chinese bans and everything else. And it looks like this October 1st is being dubbed Uptober, according to whoever's writing this article. There are some fake articles and FUD that's coming out from like months back, so you just got to be aware of that. Now, on the other hand, other countries like the US, like the UK, Canada, Australia, they're experiencing negative central bank rates. So their central bank rates are going down. This was retweeted by Michael Saylor, discussing the rampant inflation coming up for fiat currencies. And Anthony Pompliano is chiming in on the China FUD. China banned Bitcoin and it went to a higher price in 1 week. Correlation doesn't always mean causation here, but an amusing tweet nonetheless. Now, the total crypto market cap, according to this article, is $2.065 trillion. It actively is right now $2.18 trillion. So much more than this. So we've had a lot of money enter the market in just the last 24 hours. And in other news, El Salvador is now mining Bitcoin out of the volcano that we discussed before. So most likely using that geothermal on to create Bitcoin. We are watching it live. That Bitcoin is currently at $48,000. So getting back up to these numbers, pretty big candle for the day. It should make for a good green weekend, obviously. And again, we did break out of this formation here. So finally getting in a new high, not going on that downwards trend. So we should, hypothetically, we should at this point see an upwards trend for Bitcoin. I have made a couple of mentions, again, talking about, say, something like buying at the 50-week moving average. If we do take a look at that really quick, we were fairly close to that 50-week moving average. And now, again, I've talked about how being at the 50-week moving average and making a purchase is a good idea for both short-term trades and long-term. So again, if you did buy close to that 50-week moving average, then congratulations, obviously. We are absolutely heading on our way up. For anyone wondering about, are we going to get that death cross? Could it cancel out that golden cross? Right now, decisively not. Decisively, we are going up. And again, this is very indicative of what happens with golden crosses and death crosses. Often, when we get the golden cross, it goes down immediately and then goes up later on. It initiates a second part of the bull market, and we did talk about how that golden cross would instigate another bullish trend as long as we could hold it. And obviously, we are making that decisive move for the 1st of October to hold it, and we could get very, very bullish in the next couple of months. So Bitcoin is exiting the most bearish month that it's had since about April. Now, we've had some bearish times for Bitcoin over this market cycle, and it's been pretty rough to get through. Now, after this kind of rough September, this trading downwards trend, really bearish September that we had, in one day, in October 1st, we added roughly $3,500 to Bitcoin's price, way more now considering Bitcoin is now trading at 48,000, almost 48,100. And we haven't seen a similar upsurge since April of this year. And just in this event, there was $400 million worth of liquidations that were registered in the last 12 hours. I'm sure this number is going to keep going up, 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 up as Bitcoin continues rising, because Bitcoin obviously on a rampage right now, going on an uptrend and just liquidating the bears. So definitely right now, if we can keep up this momentum, keep liquidating some short positions, Bitcoin will surely go up. Now again, strong hands are continuing to accumulate Bitcoin. This is what we're talking about in terms of the long-term holders of Bitcoin, the supply shock that we're experiencing for both Ethereum, for both Bitcoin. This is what I was saying. Everything's really bearish, but everything looks like it should be bullish. Now we're seeing kind of how compressed Bitcoin was, and now that the price is able to go up. Now, Glassnode did tweet out this tweet here, and they basically show the chart of the long-term holder supply in profit loss. So we do see that right now. So here, the volume of the total Bitcoin held by long-term holders is roughly 80.5% of the circulating Bitcoin. Again, we're talking about supply shocks. We're talking about a lot of Bitcoin exiting exchanges, going into long-term holder pockets. A lot of people are like you and me. Our Bitcoin will probably never move for the most part. Maybe some will sell, maybe some won't. I would suggest more like having a small swing trading account compared to your holding account where you just hold for the long term, and then use your swing trades as more of a buying, selling opportunity to take immediate funds. But the gains that we're experiencing isn't only in Bitcoin. Now, altcoins haven't quite seen the same amount of pump and veracity of pump, other than maybe Ethereum. Ethereum obviously has gone up, working its way to blow past all the downtrends that it has had. But we do have modest gains for something like Cardano going up to $2.25 roughly, give or take. XRP is now above $1. Then we have blockchains like Solana, which we did discuss where we were buying Solana, that most likely had bottomed out at around the 131 mark. So now that is up roughly 14%. So if you haven't been buying that, congratulations. We should definitely be in line for something like a $250 Solana in the near term. And Polkadot is currently trading at $31.86. That brings our total crypto market cap to roughly $2.1 trillion as of right now. We do see some of the top movers that we discuss a lot on the channel, one being Celsius Network. Obviously, you guys know how much of a bull I am for the Cell token. I have a good amount of Cell token. If you do want to sign up for Celsius, you can go ahead and select the link down in the description below. We also have VeChain. We discussed VeChain yesterday. It's now above the 10-cent mark, making a total 24-hour rise of 17.2%. Like I said, Solana is at 16.4%. Theta is at 15.5%. And we do have a lot of other tokens that are moving up. Everything is trending upwards, and it's looking like we are getting that trend reversal that we wanted to see. Finally seeing a green month and onwards to maybe an upward trend in the second half of the bull market. Now, if we look at Bitcoin, this 2-day change is roughly 16%. Are we going to see something like an all-time high for Bitcoin reclock in? Just to put that in perspective, that's a 35% increase from right now. So if we were to see something like a $65,000 Bitcoin, we would need an increase of roughly 35%. And so far, we've done half that in roughly 2 days. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen really quick, but I am saying that this most likely will happen in the month of October, if not the month of November. And again, this really depends on whether or not we can hold at that 52,000 mark with some level of conviction, right? So holding over the 52,000 with some power. But I think right now we can at least have a nice sigh of relief that we are looking for some bullish times for Bitcoin. And again, this also comes with a nice bump up above our 20-week moving average. So again, this is looking very, very bullish for where Bitcoin can go. If we went below this 20-week moving average, we most likely would have been in a much more bearish situation. And we did kind of play around with that. So hopefully at this point, we can see a nice lift off and that momentum go into a nice trend reversal into a very bright October. And again, we just saw 160 billion approximately enter the market today. Just imagine how much more can enter the market. We've already seen $1 billion clear in easily in a day. We can see much, much, much more. And with the destabilization of banks and everything else, the whole picture is being painted as very bullish for Bitcoin. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content, and of course, happy hodling.